Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Raspberry Pi with no keyboard, no mouse, and no monitor required. This is called the headless setup. We're only going to need an SD card and a Wi-Fi connection. The first step is to download the Raspberry Pi Imager software. This will allow you to create the operating system on the SD card that will run all the software on the Raspberry Pi. This is the Raspberry Pi Imager software. So the first step, select our device. Today I'm using the Raspberry Pi 02W, but this step applies to any of these devices. Next, we select the operating system. I'm going to go with the recommended for the first setup of Raspberry Pi OS 64-bit. Select the storage device next. I only have one available, my SD card that's plugged in. Customization, so we're going to set the host name. This is really important to have written down the host name you pick. So I just used Pi, that's the default. Location, select for your time zone, your keyboard layout. Select your username. I'm also using Pi for the username to keep it simple. And the password, I'm going to go with Raspberry. It's the default. It'll give you a warning to change it when you log in, but stick with the default for now. I've set up my Wi-Fi network, so you'll enter in the details of your home Wi-Fi network and the password. Very important, enable SSH and use password authentication. Optional to set up Raspberry Pi Connect now, or skip it and set it up later when we're already in the device. I'll skip it for now. And double check that everything looks good in the summary, and then hit write. Wait 3 seconds, confirm that this will erase everything, and start writing the image. And after the write is complete, we get a success message that the device was ejected automatically, and we can unplug it and start up the Raspberry Pi. Now that the image is done, we can take the SD card out and plug it into the Raspberry Pi. Then we can power on the device with the micro USB cable. And leave it for a few minutes to power on for the first time. Now that the Raspberry Pi has been plugged in for several minutes, it should be ready to connect to. So first we need to find the IP address. And to do that, we can use the ping command. Ping our hostname.local. And we'll get the IP address from here, which we can copy and use for our SSH command. So next we're going to SSH at our username, also Pi, at the IP address. We'll get a warning for the first time we connect to it. Type yes, and we'll enter the password that we picked in the previous step when we wrote the SD card. And we're in. We can type commands to see who we are. And when you're done, type exit to end the SSH connection.